Hey everyone, I'm Bueller from Comics with Bueller, and you're watching Comic Book Addicts, and that's Larry Hama right behind me. Very cool. Later.
Yes, what's going on, everybody?
Shout out
Welcome to
to
Comic Book
Bueller.
Addicts.
That's my guy.
Yes, that's our dude right there, Bueller. Welcome to Comic Book Addicts, y'all. This is episode 40. It's Monday, October 16th. It's the start to another beautiful week, a beautiful fall week. It like starting to feel like fall here in Chattanooga, and I'm loving it. It's my favorite time of year. But how are you, Marcus? How you doing, man?
I love it, man. Hoodie weather. I am in my element, wearing hoodies every day, so I'm feeling real good, man. Happy to be here.
Yes, sir. Yes. Well, I'm glad that you're back, man. I definitely am glad that you're back. We got a great guest this evening, y'all. Yes, we do. We have a great guest this evening.
Shut
He's
up
back.
and skate.
Yes, shut up and skate. He is back for the second time. But first, I wanted to run through some pretty important things that we have coming up. We got C3 kicking off this Friday, so I wanted to talk about that for a few minutes. So wanted to make sure everybody was aware that actually Chris the Comic Vet will be doing a preview show. It's going to be this Wednesday at 7 p.m. and he's going to be previewing, highlighting a lot of the items up for auction and the different events and streams coming up. But that's going to be a lot of fun. And then let's see, on Thursday, hold on, let me click off of that. My bad. On Thursday, me and Frank will be doing a live stream. We'll be doing episode 6 of You Collect What, and we're going to do horror stuff, like horror collectors of horror. And we got some really cool guests that are going to be on there. We got Dr. Von Hoot, who is going to be coming on. And we also have Toy Games from IG. This really cool dude I just met. But that's a fun show. I like doing the You Collect What because we get to dive into just different hobbies that we don't typically talk about. And it's been a lot of fun for me so far. But anyways, check that out. That'll be this Thursday at 7 p.m. And you can catch that here or over on Frank's channel, Frank's BS on YouTube. And getting back, though, to C3, I wanted to talk about C3 again because it's super important. This Friday will be the official start. And I wanted to play this clip really quick. It kind of gives you a preview of things to come, but I'm going to click on that and let it roll. I can't wait.
That Star Wars music puts you in a mood, don't it?
But I can't wait, though, because this is my first year I'm actually getting to participate in it, though. This Saturday, I wanted to be sure to mention that I will have the opportunity to speak with Jason Douglas. Really cool writer. He has battled cancer himself. He's a cancer survivor. And he's going to be talking with me about that. And he's going to be talking to me about Jane American, this new title that he's got out. Really cool book. I just read it the other day. It was awesome. And also talking about his Ringo nominated title, Parallel. That's I got the trade. I haven't read it yet, but I'm going to check it out this week. And I cannot wait to talk to him about it. But it's going to be this Saturday from 4:30 to 6. We're going to have some special stuff going and taking donations, of course. And I think it's going to put you on a prize bill. I'll have more details about that soon, but it's going to be a lot of fun. I hope that you guys can be there. It's going to be for a good cause, of course. It's going to be to kick cancer's ass, and I think that's something that's affected all of our lives in some form or fashion. Let's see who we got in the comments, though. Who do we got with us tonight? Oh, we got Las Cruces. What's going on, man? First, as usual. Why isn't it
What up,
popping
New
up?
Mexico?
There he is. What's going on, Las Cruces? He says hello from New Mexico and hooray. I'm glad you could make it. Thank you for stopping in, brother. We have Frank. I was just talking about him a minute ago. I'll be doing the live collab with him on Thursday. And I'm going to be bringing the heat. I'm bringing some really cool horror comics. And Hoot's going to bring some stuff. This Toy Gains guy is going to bring some cool stuff. And I know Frank's got a really cool collection too. Surcam Stances, my brother. I'm glad that he could be here tonight. I always look for any excuse to ask Marcus to come back and hang out with me. It's always a good time. Biggie Shaq, what's going on, dude? What's happening, bro? We got
Collectors Club.
Trev. Yeah, Collectors Club in the house. We got Trev, the shipping guru. Let's see. We got collecting with Durs. I think actually Durs hit 2K today. Dude, that's crazy.
He did.
Congrats, bro. I'm super happy for you, man. That is awesome. And he's also selling on Whatnot, doing some big stuff. So that's awesome. Wanted to say a big congratulations, man. I'm really, really happy for you. Let's see, trying to make sure. Okay, Angry Otter Comics, what's going on, bro? He says, howdy, all you crazy cool kids. What's going on, dude? Ignacio, I think this is his first time I've ever seen him in here. But, dude, thank you, man. Thank you for stopping by. I'm glad to see you.
Two nerd dads.
Yeah, two nerd dads in the house. 25 Perez, what's going on, bro? He said hand pink waving. I'm not sure what that means, but okay. Welcome, bro.
It's supposed to be an emoji. It just didn't come through.
Got you. Okay. Well, anyways. Oh, yeah, we got almost forgot to mention, we got the CBC Awards. Finalist voting still running. We got probably about another month. I think it goes till November 18th. Yes, November 18th. So we got about a month. And be sure you get your voting in. A lot of really good content creators, a lot of really deserving content creators. So yeah, be sure you do that. It's really quick and easy. And it's a great thing for the community, I think. But anyways, let's get to the guests. Our guest this evening is a really cool guy. He's a talented writer, creator, and on top of that, does a podcast, runs a shop, a comic shop, among many other things. And his newest title, Rad Wraith Double Feature, is scheduled to drop, I think, around Halloween now. So anyways, y'all help me welcome Tristen Gallagher to the live stream.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Yes, it is Halloween now. Yeah, apologies to anybody
November
who's
1st.
been waiting for it. It's one of those things. Yeah, technically it is going to be November 1st, but you know, Halloween.
Close enough.
Yeah, exactly.
It's new comic
Close
book
enough.
day Halloween.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've been watching for it for a little while. So what's been going on since the last time that we had you here? Has everything been good?
Everything's been pretty good. It's been crazy hectic. It's been kind of an insane month, but yeah, things are good. Yeah, so just a heads up, if I hadn't covered all of the comings and goings with Wraith up until this point, it's pretty simple, but it has confused everybody, and I feel terrible. It's just that essentially Black Caravan closed, which was our label.
Yeah.
Then
was part of Scout, right? Or no?
That was part of Scout. It was an imprint at Scout, and we didn't know what was going on for a while, and we were kind of in limbo for about a year. And we didn't know if they wanted our book or didn't want our book, or if they were going to continue publishing, or whatever was going to happen. And then Scout was like, "Oh yeah, we absolutely want it. Where's issue 3?" And I was like, "I have it. I've had it for a while. It's been here." And they went, "Okay, cool, let's do it." And I was like, "Well, it's been a while. Can we get a double issue to tell people what's going on, just in case, since probably everyone has forgotten that we had a comic in the first place?"
It was a while ago. Well, it was 2021, right? Or was it 2022?
It was right as the pandemic hit. It was like literally the worst month to release a comic. It was that April, which was not the best time to have a book on the market, honestly. But it was fun. It came out and it was great, and I'm glad for the experience. But yeah, we've had some stumbling blocks. But there you
It had
go.
some nice buzz, though. I remember there was some buzz around it when
Yeah,
it dropped.
Yeah, there was.
it's
So in
nice.
case,
I mean,
oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
no.
cut you off. Go ahead, bro.
Oh, it's just funny because there was a lot of this like, oh man, worried about it getting popular or whatever else, and it's like we set out to make a comic that wasn't going to be popular. It was set out to be a cult comic anyway, so I guess we
Yeah,
got what we wished for.
I think so.
So
I think so. But anyways, I was going to say, for anybody that didn't catch the last time that you were here or may not be familiar with you, explain a little bit about yourself and what you do and what all you got going on. A
oh my
lot.
God. All right. So I wrote Rad Wraith, as you probably know.
Yes.
I wrote another book called Self-Made Man, which is a one shot that is out there somewhere in the world. Hard to find, but you'll find it if you try.
It's on
You
the
can find it at
website.
you can find it at coastcitycomics.com. Haha. And I also
Yes.
run a shop called Coast City Comics, and we do a lot of online sales and stuff. But we're a shop in Portland, Maine. Um, I do stuff out of that. I've been skateboarding my whole life, and so I was obsessed with skateboarding. Our shop has a skate shop in it. Um, you
Well,
know,
that's
and
good.
uh, and we do two podcasts every week. We do a podcast the night before new comics come out, where myself and a guy named Bob just talk about only the things that come out that next day. So we go run through every single thing that we've just put up on the web to sell the next day. And then we do one on Thursdays that is just about cult movies. So as you can see, horror movies, comics, that's our thing.
Dude, that's so cool. I wish my shop did that. My shop doesn't do any sort of, they put up a list of stuff that's coming out on the wall, but they don't do any sort of like preview shows or anything. I think that's a really cool idea though, the podcast. I like
It's
that a lot.
Yeah, we finally have slowly started inching our way into YouTube. It has been one of those things that I've been afraid of this whole time. And we finally, like a couple weeks ago, started posting the podcast just sort of as like live back and forth, like with nothing else in them. But
Yeah.
now they're on YouTube as well. But for the comic podcast, the movie podcast, it adds absolutely zilch. But for the comic podcast, we have covers, so we face everything out, so you can see stuff, which I think is super helpful. And
Yeah.
also, my partner in the in the podcast, he reads almost every book that comes out. Like he
Oh,
just
wow.
sits back there. He gets to the shop at like 4:30, 5 o'clock, and plows through just a stack of books, like 50 books
That's
in,
impressive.
2 or 3 hours, and
Wow.
reads them mostly. The stuff that he's more interested better than others, and I pretty much concentrate on the stuff that I would buy anyway. So it winds up being the horror books and things like that. By the way, shout out to Dark Horse Comics. Holy crap, guys. Man, they're killing it right now.
Putting out some
They
good
got some
stuff.
books I
Yeah.
like. That
Oh
Operation
God,
Sunshine, I really enjoyed that one from last week.
amazing. The last 5 horror titles they've put out have been phenomenal.
Yeah. I
Uh,
picked up one
Where
that
Where Monsters
Dan,
Lie by Carl Starks.
that
Oh,
was,
Kyle
yes,
Starks.
that's the
Oh,
one.
like
That was
my
so good.
favorite comic in forever.
It
Kyle
was so
Starks.
good.
It's like a serial killer version of the Tick. Like,
Mhm.
who doesn't want this? This is the best.
But you know what I also think is really sick and really appropriate for Halloween? Freaking Rad Wraith.
Oh, yes, it is.
Tell
And
them
real
about
quick,
Rad
And
Wraith.
it's coming out at Halloween. What? What are the
Yes.
chances?
What's up with the double feature? Like, what's is it gonna be new stuff, or is it taking the old stuff and putting it together in like a compilation type deal?
This
Or
is
what's up with
just
the
literally, this is like early Misfits records. This is the third time you've heard the same shit. but,
That's awesome though,
but
dude.
this
I mean,
but this time it is bound together with it's got 2 new covers. I really like them. It's just we're trying to get people up to speed is
yeah,
really
well,
the deal.
because enough time has passed, like we people probably need the refresher going into new issues.
That's the hope. And the idea being that if you didn't pick them up at the time, this is the place to get in, and now you can do it. And I'm hoping that it opens it up a little bit. We've had so many people like Jabari's always like amazed whenever people come up and they're like, "Oh, hey, you did that book," and he's like, "Yeah, and like a bunch of Image books. Why are you talking to me about the dumb skateboard monster?" I'm like, "I don't know. People like the skateboard monster. I don't know what to tell you, man."
Yeah, because he's a crazy, amazing artist. I mean, just does
Oh, he
amazing
absolutely
artwork.
is. Oh, Jabari's last book was amazing too. Destiny Gate. That thing is fucking great.
I didn't check that one out.
Came out
What was
last week.
it?
It's absolutely amazing. Came out
I
from
missed
Top
it.
Cow. He's doing like
Oh, no.
everything he's doing now is at Image, so la di da, Mr. Jabari. But of course, like he's definitely high up on everybody's list. Like him and Simon, our colorist. We got this
Mhm.
guy. He was like, we were gonna have Mike Spicer, who was obviously like one of the guys because he's friends
Yeah,
with Jabari. He was our
I know Matt
original choice,
Spicer.
and Jabari was like, he's super busy, but you got to check this dude out. And I was like, well, yeah, he's great. And now he is. I mean, you know, as soon as I got him for this book now because I'm friends with Sean Murphy, and so Sean was like, "Ooh, who's your colorist?" And so now he's doing a couple of the Batman books that Murphy's on, and like, so he's blowing up, and he is hard to get these days. I
I
mean,
remember.
luckily he likes skating, so he's all about our books. So
Oh,
he's
that's
also a
cool.
skater in the
I remember you
UK.
like casually mentioning last time being friends with Sean Murphy, which is pretty freaking sick. That's awesome.
It's weird. I mean, it's very strange because we
American
just live
Horror
in the
Story,
same
y'all,
we
in
live
case
in the
you're not
same
familiar.
town, and I'm his local shop. So if you want signed Sean Murphy books, go to coastcitycomics.com. We have all of his books signed by him because he does that stuff for us because he's a nice guy.
Yeah, and if the name sounds familiar to you guys, but you're not sure where the name comes from, probably American Horror Story. Like he's responsible for all the 6 seasons of that show. So,
What?
huh?
Who? No, other guy. Sean Murphy, Batman, White Knight.
Yeah, I was like, wait a
Other
second.
different Sean Murphy. You're
Oh, I
thinking of
thought
the
you
other
meant
guy.
the
No,
horror
no, no.
guy.
Or
My
no.
mistake, not the horror story
It's
guy.
not. If I was friends with him, I would have forced him to make a Rad Wraith movie by now. I would have
Well, I was
held him down
thinking,
and like
like, how sick.
poured
Yeah, dude,
poured
that's what I was
scorpions on his
thinking.
face until he made a Rad Wraith movie.
That's where I
No,
was
no, no.
going.
I am definitely I am friends with Sean of the Batman the White Knight series.
Yeah,
I do
He's the
remember
one
that.
who,
which is super
yes,
popular right now.
that is
Yeah.
a great
Yeah.
series. And honestly, if you're looking for a Sean Murphy, my favorite personally is Tokyo Ghost. Oh my God,
Tokyo
that
Go.
book
I
is
was about to
with
I
mention
Rick
that
never read
right
that
now.
Remender.
one.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Oh, by the way, Coast City made
which is
shirts
optioned.
for if you have like issue 8 of Tokyo Ghost, it's very funny. Only the issues, not the trades, flip to the back, and like the third page from the back, I think it's issue 8, I can't remember which one. One of the later issues, there's an ad for our shirts that we made for Tokyo Ghost, and it literally has like our website and everything. That's our claim to fame for an Image book.
Nice.
That's as close as I'm ever going to get to an Image book is the answer to
Well, you
that
never
question.
know. You
Yeah,
never
you
Yeah,
know.
never
never
know.
never say never.
Right. Well,
This
so
Rad
okay,
Wraith thing has got some legs, I'd say.
man,
It's a
it really
very
does.
cool concept. I think we all are kind of fascinated by the idea of gaining superpowers this way. So
Yes.
I really like the setup to the whole thing.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Thanks so
yeah.
much. I'm really enjoying it, and this is one of those things, not a huge spoiler if anyone cares about such things, but the whole point of this is basically an origin story. This the first 4 issues, and then we want to kind of spawn it, so it's like, like where it's just a monster of the week from then on, where you explain where he comes from, who he is, and where he's going, and then from
That's
there
cool.
on it's monster of the week once we've resolved this 4-issue arc. There's a little tease at the end that of the last issue that sets up the next forever. So we can just
So
kind of do these for as long as we feel like.
so
Which I'm excited about.
I was looking at T-Fall and I see there's a double feature 1, 2, 3, and 4 and so 1 and 2 like, for example, is double feature 1 is just a reprint of issue 1, then it's not 1
Okay,
and
so
2.
have they
Yeah.
fixed this yet? this is the thing that's interesting, because we did have a little kerfuffle here, where if you're seeing any other issues that are coming out later, we're not reprinting anything after the double feature. So anything that comes out later, whether they call it issue 2 or 3 or whatever they decide to call it, that's going to be new material.
Okay.
Issues 3 and 4 are coming out, and they'll either be called double feature issue 2 or whatever. It's just
yeah. Double issue 2 has the cover that 3 was gonna have.
Yeah, so that's what it is. Yeah, the one that's coming out in November, well, the other one that's coming out in November is going to be the first new issue in a year. Let's just say
does that Rad Wraith 3 for Black Caravan, does it actually exist, or was it ever?
It does not exist. It was solicited right before they closed their doors.
Okay.
I wouldn't say like
the colors are different on the cover.
Yeah, I was going to say they folded, but they didn't fold. They intentionally were like, we don't want to do this anymore. And so
is that what happened with Black Caravan? Because I wanted to ask you about that. I loved that imprint. They were responsible for some really cool titles.
No, Schmalke was doing some really amazing stuff, and it's just, I mean, it's a full-time job unto itself to run even an imprint. And between him and Rich Woodall, who also did the other cover for the double feature, he was the other person at Black Caravan, and they just had too much going on. You know, I mean, you've seen how much Schmalke puts out in a week.
I know.
He's not screwing around.
Yeah.
Damn it, Biggie. Growing hair is not a contest, Biggie. Damn it.
Hair length is approved.
It's not a contest, guys.
Wait, hold on. Let me just get this a little bit better.
I had to quit my hair before it quit me.
Oh, I just had to put on a baseball hat.
Yep.
That's the secret. That's the secret of keeping long hair well past when you really should. Just never be seen without a baseball cap.
Yeah, exactly. Now, like with what's the deal with like the delays? Because I know it was originally supposed to come out, I think, in early October, or right? Wasn't it originally?
Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. As far as that goes, that is a mystery to me. That is like 100%. That is like, that's just like Ghosts in the Machine. Because all we know is that I sent in my solicit to like, they said, write a solicit. I said, sure. It goes like this. And then when they got the solicit, it was misquoted. It's somehow they screwed stuff up. Don't know if that was previews or who that was. And then things just came out at the wrong time, and we got like 3 different dates. It happens.
Yeah, it does.
I don't know if you've ever anticipated a book from IDW coming out a certain week, but good luck. Good luck with that.
Yeah, you're right.
As a comic retailer, I know that I can never trust. Like, they'll literally send me the diamond, like the invoice. It'll have the IDW books on it. I will have paid for them, so I put them up on the website, and then the day of, I'm like, wait, these didn't show up, and then I pull them off the website, and then next week they show up in the order. So it's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Can never, it's like sometimes just shit happens. That's the comics industry.
Yeah,
that's true. I mean, that's not just IDW. I know.
Yeah.
No, it's not. There's a lot of them. I just remember that was a thing where we'd get like cover B from IDW one week, and then cover A the next week. And that was kind of a common thing. But again, it happens. If people like the book, they'll wait for it. I've always said that. I've always been of the mind, like, I could never understand fill-in artists for books like X-Men. Like when I was reading Grant Morrison's X-Men, I was so into it. And I was like, and then Igor Cordy would come in and do an issue, and I'd be like, I don't have anything against Igor Cordy, but I was like, but you're not the guy that I was following on this book. Like, I wanted Frank Quitely's art on this book, and then I got Igor Kordy as a fill-in. It's like, I would have waited 2 months for you to get your shit together. It would have been awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely worth the wait. I'll be happy when I see it in my pull box finally. It'll be awesome.
Yeah, I hope.
I agree with you guys, but there's a lot of people who don't agree. They'd rather get their books in a timely fashion. But I'm on.
This is what I hear. Yeah.
Let's see. What was it?
Go Rangers.
I mean, we stopped doing pull boxes at the shop. We literally stopped doing pull lists, and we're a medium-sized shop, I'd say. You know, maybe I'm giving myself too much credit as a medium-sized shop, but we literally it got to the point where people didn't even really like it. Like, I felt like people were feeling guilty about not catching up on stuff or blah, 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 blah. And so we just started doing a thing where we put the books up on the website the day before. So Tuesday night, all of our books are on Coast City Comics on our website, and then people just buy them, and then I just put them in their folder. And then it's like, if you want them, you buy them. If you don't want them, don't buy them. I'm not going to hold you to this thing that like makes you feel sad or guilty, or like, you know, like you're falling down on your job, and then you're like, oh no, it's been 3 weeks and now I feel like I don't want to read comics anymore. That bums me out. I want people to read comics and enjoy it. It just feels, I don't know, the whole pull box system doesn't work for me personally. So
I love my pull list. Don't take
it's
mine
something
away.
to look forward to.
Yeah.
No, it's true.
Well, what do you?
It sucks. I'm on my phone, so I keep looking at the comments, and they're so tiny because my phone's like 4 feet away from me.
Oh, if we get any,
I should stop looking at that.
Hey, we got Black.
TJ Boo. Sorry.
What I missed? What are we booing? Oh, TJ.
He said America's team. TJ said America's team is playing tonight, and I just have to boo.
Oh, okay.
Because
Okay.
The Chiefs played Thursday. TJ.
Definitely want to shout out Black Box Comics. We got Black Box in the house. What's up, guys?
Hey, what up, Black Box?
Oh, hey. Is that guy from around my neighborhood? I feel like those guys are from Portland. Am I crazy?
Black Box.
I feel like
where
Black
you guys
Box is from
located?
around here.
I'm curious where they're located as
No,
well.
maybe that's Magnetic. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
I'm definitely a fan of some Black Box Comics, though. They got some good stuff.
Yeah,
some
yeah.
good comics.
They do.
Well, I've seen you got some cool variant covers for Rad Wraith coming out. Are they
Absolutely.
on the site? Was it on Coast City Comics that I saw them?
Yeah, you might have seen them on the Coast City Comics site. I don't know. We don't really do a lot of stuff with the pre-orders because we order so high that we never sell out of almost anything. But,
are you guys gonna do any like store exclusives or anything for Coast City?
Looks like we're doing one more store exclusive for this whole thing, and it's, oh my god, my brain just totally kicked his name out of it. So that's
Mine
cool
all the time.
But it's the guy that did the Rust in Peace album cover. He's done a bunch of stuff. He does the Famous Monsters. He does all the Super 7 artwork. My brain really is not allowing me to figure it out. But he's doing one of the covers for me, and it's so phenomenal. It is like one of the coolest pieces of art, and I'm going to have it made into a gigantic poster, and I'm going to have it on my wall for the rest of my life because it is like it's so amazing because it looks just like a Famous Monsters cover, except it's the Rad Wraith just sitting there with his dumb thrash hat on, and it's so great. It makes me so happy.
I bet.
So, yeah,
I bet
that's gonna be a Coast City Comics exclusive. But the rest of the covers are so good. Most of them are Dabari, and Corinne, who is now like blowing the hell up. Corinne Howell, who she did a black and white variant for us a million years ago that we just didn't get around to using. It was supposed to be for the Kickstarter, and we just made a sticker of it instead. And then now, Marvel has her doing their 1 in 100s and 1 in 50s and whatever, all these really high-end fancy variants that Corinne's doing. So yeah, it's gorgeous. Corinne Howell, she is phenomenal. If you want to put somebody on your list of like people to watch in the future,
Yeah.
Years and years ago, I was like, I saw what she was doing and I was like, oh my God, she's gonna be the next thing. And she's very clearly, that is her trajectory. She is so
Man,
freaking good.
that's
And
so
also
cool.
it doesn't hurt that she draws a lot of like super sexy covers that really sell well for Marvel. But yeah,
It does.
she's
That
also,
It
that'll
helps.
do it.
but she's good.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt, but she's also just, I mean, she did Transformers forever. And if you want a series that like is unforgiving to anybody, that is like, it's going to be Transformers.
Did you check the new Transformers series out?
Sure did. I mean, come on, Daniel Warren Johnson. What?
Oh hell yeah.
What? I'm not going to read the new Daniel Warren Johnson comic. It's phenomenal.
Yeah,
of course it
it's
is.
a must.
Yeah, it was
Art
awesome.
looks
It was
so
really
good.
I'm not even a huge Transformers fan, and I thought it was
Me
absolutely
neither.
amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me neither, but I'm in.
but I mean, Murder Falcon was so good. Beta Ray Bill was just off the
I
charts.
love that. Yeah, that series was so good.
Oh,
Yeah,
it was about
amazing.
it was about his self-image and how sad he was about what had been done to him and his physical appearance. And oh my God, it was heartbreaking.
Yeah, it was
Daniel Warren
heartbreaking.
Johnson. Whew.
It really was. It was a great, great series. Yes.
Is that a Murder Falcon I see?
Falcon.
Nice. Also, that series. That was another one that was just like, this is awesome.
Daniel Warren Johnson remark on that.
Yeah, you really can't go
Nice.
wrong with any of his stuff.
That's so good.
What's up, Kenneth, bro? Welcome, man. Well, how many?
All right.
How far do you plan on going with Rad Wraith? You were saying earlier.
It's something where it's just like
Sky's
it's
the limit.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing, is that we were thinking of doing it like we were thinking of it as sort of like I don't know, like the Turtles or something, you know, where they started off and it was just like it was their thing, and then they told the story they wanted to tell, and then they
Mhm.
started doing other weird stuff, and they started bringing people in. And so I don't know that I'm going to ever relinquish writing duties. Maybe I'll let somebody do it, but I don't think I'm ever going to do that. But Dabari's like totally fine with like having somebody else come in and do having somebody with a cartoony style do a wacky version, do like a blah blah blah. I like weird takes. And
Yeah, that would be cool.
if you ever read the original Mirage Turtles run, it was this just amazing thing where they would do, you know, a 4-issue arc where they're in feudal Japan, and it's an ink wash style, and it's written by Rick Veitch, and it's like the turtles are these horrible mutant, like just monsters that Splinter uses for revenge on a feudal lord, and it's like a totally different story. And then one is just a crazy cartoon thing that's just, it's like looks like a 1920s cartoon with like, you know, just wacky nonsense going on, or a Ren and Stimpy take, or they just would let anything go, and it's great.
Yeah,
And I would love to do that kind of thing.
I think that would be cool. Yeah, I think it'd be cool to see like Rad Wraith in like a Saturday morning cartoon type style or something like that, like they're doing with the Ninja Turtles right now. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I already had one of my friends who was one of the original Turtles artists. He actually did a really nice, if you check the Rad Wraith, I think it's just at the Rad Wraith or at Rad Wraith. God, I don't remember my Instagrams. I'm bad at social media. But either way, if you scroll through there, you'll see Steve Levine, who's a friend of mine, who was one of the original Turtles artists. He did a treatment. He did a Rad Wraith as like a Beetlejuice Saturday morning cartoon, which is really nice.
Yeah.
And we have a thing coming up eventually. That'll be a thing, but we talked about that last time. That's how long it's taking me to get this Kickstarter together. It's so difficult. But me and Steve Levine have a Kickstarter coming out in the future. It was supposed to be this month. I can't imagine it's going to be until next year. But we already have 4 pages of comic done and some other stuff. It's called The Funbox Monsters. Pete Laird is doing all of the inking for the cards that we're going to release.
Yeah.
Steve Levine did art for it, and we've got a couple of cool artists doing stuff for the comic that's going to go along with it. It's a whole thing. That's the problem, is that it's not just a comic book or just like a thing. It's like this whole weird batch of stuff that goes with the comic. So that it'll be kind of weird.
Man, dude, I can't wait for
I'm
that.
excited for it.
No,
But
it's
it's
cool.
really fun, and it's like family friendly. Like it's almost like a kid's comic, but it's more along the lines of the Turtles and the Tick kind of smashed together.
So a little more
'Cause-
toned down from Rad Wraith, just taking it down like a little bit.
Taking it down like a little less smashed face eyeball explosion kind of stuff.
Grinding against the street.
a little less yes, wearing people down until they're just a skin carpet that they then hold up to the camera to show what has happened. Yes,
If
less
you guys
of that.
have not checked this book out, it happens. It happens in this book. And I wanted to say the reason I've had Tristen on, this is my favorite freaking indie book. And I said this on IG the other day, probably the last 3 or 4 years. Seriously, I'm not even bullshitting. This is my favorite. And that's
God,
why
I hope the last 2 issues don't piss you off.
That
Oh, man.
cover for that first
can't
one
imagine
is
it would.
so good. I absolutely love the cover for A.
Oh, the
It's so
wraparound
good.
that Dabari did? Yeah, I love that.
yeah.
It's so good. He was just showing it. That cover is so fire. It before I knew anything about the book, that cover drew me into it.
Mhm.
Nice.
So many good
Yeah.
covers too. So many.
Oh, all of the variants that we did, the non-heinous cover is so good. And Enzo, who did Gut Ghost, he did one for us.
Enzo
His
Garza.
cover is so sweet.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
love
God.
Enzo Garza. He's awesome.
I love his art. And it's crazy. Like, I love his art too, but I swear to God, I think maybe it's just me because it's my book, but I think that's like the best piece of art he's ever done was that Rad Wraith cover.
No,
I
it's
love
really
it so
good.
much. It's so good.
extraordinarily good.
And
Yeah.
honestly, Non-Heinous, who is a dude that you should check out. He's just Non-Heinous on Instagram. I just knew him because he did crazy skate art. And I was like, I would like to do something with you. And he was like, I've never done anything like this. Sure, let's do it. And his covers, yeah, it's just a
I don't
Big
have
Daddy
that
Roth
one.
kind of
I need to
exploding
fix
eyeballs, crazy nonsense cover.
so
I love
sick.
it so much.
And you can
Yeah,
find
he's-
all these on
he's a treat.
coastcitycomics.com.
that. I'm gonna have,
Right.
I'm gonna have to go get me that one. I don't have that.
Yeah,
one.
we have all those guys.
And if you guys are really lazy or you have a bad memory like I do, you can literally just type in Rad Wraith and it'll take you to Coast City Comics.
Yeah,
I
we
was
probably
looking-
have more Rad Wraith crap than anybody else. We have 2 skateboard decks. We've got all sorts of crazy crap.
Really
So
You have
many
some-
shirts.
Something
I'm also
You
a
have
screen
some-
printer, so that too.
you have something is killing the children number 11 blanks that I might buy a few of.
We do.
Uh-oh.
I also have a 9.8 CG seed up on the site too.
There
For
you
the number
go.
1 or
Yes.
number 11.
Number
I'm
1.
sure I can't. I need it, but I'm sure I can't afford it. But I so need it.
Yeah, you
It's
know
a
that's
bargain at
expensive.
like $600 or something.
Oh yeah, I definitely can't afford it. Yeah,
Only $600.
yeah. I mean that is a deal though.
I don't know. It's something like that. It's somewhere in that neighborhood.
Well, what do you guys talk about on the not the preview podcast that you do, but the other podcasts?
The Funbox Monster podcast.
Yeah,
Well,
what goes
okay,
on
so-
there?
So basically, myself and my friend Matt Awkward, the two of us do a thing where listen, we're the first people to ever think of it. We talk about movies on a podcast. It's revolutionary. I know you're blown away. Yeah, I know. Heads exploding, eyeballs popping out, intestines boiling, but whatever. We're huge fans of
It's fun.
genre horror. And
Yeah,
that's
me
kind of
too.
the thing is like, we have been doing this for so many years now. And it's just a matter of like, we're both, I love Mystery Science Theater. I love horror movies. I love all of this kind of stuff. And so we're also both film students. Like we both went to school for film.
That's awesome.
Awkward
really cool.
actually uses it. Awkward actually directs local news. So he actually has a job where he uses his skills. And so he does that. They're like comic books that talk. To answer your
Right.
question, but you know, it's only 80s schlock that we talk about for the most part, and it's what I love the most. I love garbage horror movies. I love slashers, but I love monster movies, And it's the kind of stuff that Rad Wraith is about too. And so at a time when I was like thinking about writing and all of these sorts of things, I started going back to analyzing what was going on in the movies that I really loved. And it turns out that what I really love is really bad movies. Like, I don't like good movies that much.
No, I like them.
It's
Critters
like,
was awesome. Remember Critters?
I remember Critters.
I love it so much. And also, actually, that's a subgenre of movies that I am obsessed with. If you're going to put like little weird puppet monsters into a movie, it's going to be one of my favorite movies. So there's, I think, honestly here, let's, pan up there. Look at that. Wearing a Santa hat right up there. There's a little crate on my shelf from
nice.
Critters.
Cool.
Yeah, so I'm a fan. I love a ghoulie. I'll take a
multiple Critters, right? Did they make 3 of those? I think
they made 4 of them. And I will say that it's got, I believe, either 3 or 4 Oscar nominated actors in that series.
Oh, wow.
You've got,
I didn't know that.
I believe Angela Bassett, Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Dourif, and oh my God, and Billy Zane. So Billy Zane was for an ensemble, but still it all counts.
A lot of big actors
Oscar nominations for the Critters franchise.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And
it deserves every one of them and more.
I remember loving those movies. I can't remember much, but I remember I loved those movies.
Hey, TM Nerdy wanted to ask, did you grow up with Goosebumps? And if so, have you watched the new series?
I just saw that the new series came out. I'm a little too old to have grown up with it, but I was just around the age where I was still watching it on TV and absolutely loved it. Like more of an Are You Afraid of the Dark? Like I was slightly like I kind of put Are You Afraid of the Dark here and Goosebumps here, but I loved the Goosebumps show as well. So I never read the books until literally my wife runs a bookstore as well that specializes in horror and sci-fi. greenhandbookshop.com if you want to check it out. Absolutely amazing bookshop.
What was that again?
But the Green Hand Bookshop.
I'm going to check it out. The Green
in Portland, Maine.
Bookshop, y'all.
Absolutely amazing. But and she's written 2 books as well. So
what? Wow.
Yes. She wrote a book called Strange Maine, True Tales of the Pine Tree State, and Bigfoot in Maine, which is all accounts of Bigfoot in the state of Maine.
Those both sound really interesting. I like
they're great.
I like books that are about like history of states and facts and stuff like that. Is that what the
definitely
first one is?
That is definitely one of her. They're both very excruciatingly researched.
I love that type
like
of
they
stuff.
Are very, very well researched. So yeah, and really fun to read. They're actually a real quick like blast to read.
We got the link.
Hey, there you go.
Marcus,
very nice.
Link.
That's
Thank
a very
you,
nice link. And also, by the way, yes, to the last comment, Puppet Master. God damn, it's so good. Even the new ones.
Puppet Master. That one.
Have you seen the new one?
Not that it's bad. It's just I can't handle it. It's too much.
There are a couple of real weird moments in those movies, but they had that trajectory that like a Godzilla kind of has, where you've got the nicest, you've got the things where like they're horrible evil monsters that are killing people, and then as they keep going, it's like, oh no, they're actually the good guys. And that was where I wanted the series to go. I always want the series to go to like, I want the ghoulies to be your friends at the end. And I think that's also relates to Rad Wraith as well, where it's like, I don't want the monster to be the bad guy. I always want the monster to be on the side of the angels for some reason. I just prefer that. I prefer my Godzilla to be the one that's defending Tokyo as opposed to the one that's leveling it. That's just me.
I like that. Yeah, that's cool.
And I put real quick, I put Tristan's link in the chat again for his YouTube channel. We've got him up to 105 subscribers. So hit that sub button, guys. Make sure you're plugging into the YouTube channel.
That's very kind of you. Thank you.
Yeah, no, seriously though, the website has some killer stuff. He has everything from like skate decks, pins, t-shirts. I bought a really cool shirt off of there.
To
There's
crazy
all kinds of
European posters of like, we have so many horror posters. We actually just took some time to put up some really, really amazing vintage posters. Some of the, like, I think we have a French Christine poster up on the web right now, and some other really, really wacky fun stuff. It's like, if you dig into the website, there's your surface stuff. We carry every single NECA figure and like all that kind of horror stuff and all that kind of normal stuff. But like, if you dig in, there's like Masters of the Universe accessories. Like, it gets
awesome.
weirder and weirder. Boxed Mighty Max figures and like all sorts of weird crap that you wouldn't find other places. So
That's really cool. So yeah, y'all be
yeah,
sure to go check it
I think
out.
it's fun.
And you mentioned that you also dealt with like skate stuff as well.
We
correct?
do. Yeah.
I think that's really cool.
I got to build 2 first decks in the last week for 2 8-year-old girls. It was like the nicest, like, honest to God, like one of the most amazing experiences. It was so cool. It's just so fun to build somebody's board for the first time when they're so excited to have it. And I've had 2 of the first boards that I've built in the last 3 of the actually 3 boards. First boards were Rad Wraith decks, and I was very pleased with that. That like the kids chose the Rad Wraith. They were like looking at all the boards, and they chose the Rad Wraith decks apropos of nothing. I made no. I didn't push them in that direction.
Well, yeah, it's a good sign. Those characters stand out though. They really grab you and pull you in, for sure. But who are some people that inspire you, man? Like, who are some people that inspire you to create?
Oh my God. There are so many people. I mean, I think of, like, honestly, Mystery Science Theater is one of the things that I think of with the most fondness, because it's such a perfect example of independent art being made fearlessly. It is, if you look at the early Mystery Science Theater and you think of how terrifying and how, like, going out on a limb to do something as silly and as vulnerable as that puppet show with movies is, and it's so original and it's just so interesting. Joel Hodgson really was like, I mean, I think probably being a massive stoner must have helped a lot, but like it is a terrifying thing to put yourself out on a limb like that. Like, I couldn't imagine. Stand-up comedy is bad, but like that, like big swing of what he did. I just, and being so independent, he just created it from the ground up. They just had an idea and they rolled with it because they thought it was fun and they like creating. That it's not the kind of thing that you could ever imagine someone saying, I can't wait for us to make this into a movie. I can't wait for us to make Mystery Science Theater dolls. No one's going to do that. It's an asinine thing to think. It's art for art's sake. It's a bunch of dum-dums having fun with their friends. It's a bunch of people enjoying the act of creation. And that to me is like just one of the most beautiful things. And that's another reason I like low budget horror movies. There are certain movies that you just feel the people putting their heart and soul into it, where it's so important to them to do this thing, or not even that it's important. It's maybe not important, and that they're just doing it because they're with their friends, and you can feel the sense of camaraderie of the people who are getting together, and on the weekends they're cramming together to make the Aliens Deadly Spawn, a movie like that was like shot on weekends, and it's practically an SOV except it was shot on film, and it's like, it's a dumb fun movie, and it gets made. The Tick, another perfect example. The Turtles, perfect example. It's just, there's no way that like Kevin Eastman and Pete Laird were like, boy, I can't wait for this cartoon money to start rolling in, when they made this insane parody of Daredevil. You know, like, that's no one in their right mind thought that was going to be successful.
Right.
And the Tick was just a fun little offshoot that Ben Edlund threw into the New England Comics newsletter. You know, it's just like a comic shop had a newsletter and they said, "Oh, hey, Ben, you're a really good artist. Would you like to draw something dumb in it?" And he said, "Yeah. How about this? It's funny." And he went, "Boo-doo-doo, there you go, have this." And then it became this thing that's been rebooted 3 times and is currently still in the zeitgeist.
That's crazy. I didn't even know that.
Yeah. Well, local hero Ben Edlund. Ben actually went to Mecca for like 3 seconds, which is the main college of art in Portland. I don't know that he ever attended, but he definitely was there because he dated somebody that I knew.
Yeah. What's an artist that, like, if you could get any artist out there on a title, like who's like a couple of artists you'd want to get?
Kelly Jones.
Kelly Jones.
I mean,
now, where do I know that name?
Kelly Jones is the artist that, now that Bernie Wrightson has passed, he has taken on the mantle of Bernie Wrightson, essentially. That's not to say that he's not his own person. He uses, he's like the Mike Mignola of Bernie Wrightson art, where Wrightson was doing his style very scritchy. There's a crap ton of blacks. You'll see a lot of his, he did a bunch of variants for Batman over the years. He's done a few independent Batman series, but he also finished Frankenstein Alive, which is absolutely, I mean, if you haven't read the Bernie Wrightson Frankenstein, IDW, I think, still has it in print because I think we just got it back in stock. Oh my God. I mean, there is nothing better, but he didn't, unfortunately, Wrightson never lived to finish it. And Kelly Jones was, I believe he was a studio mate of Wrightson's at one point and definitely has the same style. He can imitate Wrightson's style in a way that he was able to finish what was left for a presentation of the final product, if I'm understanding the story correctly. But he's phenomenal. I mean, Daniel Warren Johnson, I think, is just, you know, beyond amazing.
Oh, yeah. He's on fire
I mean,
right now.
Oh, he really is. There's so many people whose art I love. To be honest, one of my controversial most favorite artists, if I could get, you know what? If I could choose anyone to do a Rad Wraith comic right now, Mike Allred. I would like Mike Allred's take on Rad Wraith. I think a Silver Age, really like very packaged, cartoony, smooth, ridiculous version. Oh, I would love that. I'm a big fan of this stuff.
Yeah,
it's tough to picture, but I love it.
Yeah, no, I think that could possibly be very cool. Yeah. I
mean, there's just, honestly, there's a laundry list of people who are doing things right now. Juana's a Reap. That would be weird, but I'd love to work with him. He's absolutely just, he's almost too talented. He's one of those guys like, do you know who I'm talking about? He did a Wolverine series a while back. You probably don't know him because Avatar kind of pulled him in to do lots of like really, really gory shit for like Crossed and all those kind of books.
Ooh,
but
Crossed.
He also, he did a,
those was pretty thick.
That was a little much even for me. But he did a Wolverine story called probably The Best There Is, something like that. I can only imagine it was called something like that. But essentially it was Wolverine trapped in a pit and being murdered over and over and over and over again in different ways. And they hired him essentially to make a gory Wolverine comic. And his ability to do gore is like off the charts.
Damn, that's kind of reminds me this Arthur Sudam. He does
Arthur Sudam, yeah, the Marvel Zombies guy.
Oh man, he does killer artwork when it comes to that kind of stuff. Yes,
so good. Yeah.
I butchered the name, but yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know if I got it right either. He was at Comic-Con one of the first years. He did his first show the same year that our shop went to our first show as professionals, and we went over and saw him, because he had just done Marvel Zombies, I think. I can't remember what it was. And we were just like, we were talking, we were like, what goes on here? And he was like, what goes on here? Like, neither of us knew what was going on. Like, I don't know what we're supposed to be doing at this convention. And and he was like, and he had brought, no, it was, he was doing Deadpool, because he had brought, he had built Deadpool heads for the head pool, the severed head of Deadpool that was the zombie.
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
he'd made them and painted them. And we bought one from him for like $30. So we have an Arthur Sidem signed head pool in the store that he made. And it was like, I guess $30 for a handmade Deadpool prop that you brought to Comic-Con. Sure, I'll buy that.
I would. Hell yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's a it lives forever on top of our Marvel vs. Capcom machine at the back of our store.
That's yeah, man. That's a conversation. That's
Sure is.
Dude, what else you got coming up? You got anything cool coming up besides the Rad Wraith?
Well, I mean, this is only very specifically for people who are in Portland, Maine. So if you happen to be in Portland, Maine, I urge you, or if you're within driving distance, I urge you to come January 29th to our screening of Blood Diner, Jackie Kong's insane follow-up to Blood Feast, unofficial sequel to the movie Blood Feast by Herschel Gordon Lewis. It is such a crazy movie. Oh my God. And Jackie Kong is such an amazing person. And she has a new book out called Spend the Night. That is her new comic. She's going to be signing for that. I have helped her out with that book a little bit along the way, helping her with a few things with her Kickstarter and with doing some logo designs. And awesome. So she's going to swing by, and that'll be super fun. She's amazing. If you've ever seen any of her films, you know that she is an interesting person. Her first movie, The Being, was a little off the hook, but Blood Diner is legitimately one of the craziest horror movies of all time. Should absolutely be thought of in the same breath as like a Return of the Living Dead. It is just bonkerdoos.
That sounds so cool, man. All the cool events are up there where you are. I'm stuck like way down here in Tennessee. There's like nothing out here in driving distance. I would love to come to something like that. If you guys are anywhere in the area, be able to be sure to check it out.
And if you're a fan, and if you are a fan of Blood Diner and you can't make it to the screening, we are doing some stuff. We're going to do a limited edition silkscreen poster that you can see on our Instagram that we just finished printing. We did some T-shirts that are going to happen, and also Jackie has allowed us since the beginning to do if you're familiar with the movie, again, the Tutman Cafe T-shirts they're replicas of the shirts that were worn in the film. So we've had those on our site forever, but those have been available. She was just in the documentary In Search of Darkness, part 2, if you watch any of that stuff on Shudder.
Oh, hell yeah. I want to get Shudder. I want Shudder.
Oh, it's so good. It's so worth it. I got AMC just to get Shudder, and AMC has a bunch of other weird shit, so I'm actually pretty happy with that choice.
So it's
except for its navigation is a little garbage. Oh yeah, it's got a ton of good stuff.
Awesome.
Especially if you like the crap that I do.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No, I love that stuff. Yeah, definitely.
They're definitely representing the Halloween franchise pretty heavily this month, at least.
Sweet. Marcus, dude, what you got coming up, man?
Oh, just the same old, same thing. Same old. FOC and chill tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. We'll see if we talk about the FOC or if we chill. Usually we chill, though.
Yeah, we're just going to chill. No FOC talk will be happening tomorrow. But yeah, y'all be sure to go check it out. It's always a good time over there on Marcus's channel. It's Surcam Stances on YouTube, and it was 9 or 9:30 p.m. Eastern.
8:30 Central Time, 9:30 your time.
Yeah, 9:30 Eastern time. But yeah, it's always a good time. We always have a lot of fun. People pop in. It's fun. Be sure to check it out.
Always interesting to see who comes through and what they want to talk about. So
yeah,
I never
for sure.
know what I'm getting into.
You never know, seriously. And You can check Tristen out. He's pretty active on IG, Coast City Comics over there, and got the
Yep.
YouTube channel. Got the comic book Rad Wraith. It'll be in stores nationwide. Hopefully October 31st. Hopefully.
Yes. If your
Um,
shop breaks street date, it'll be there October 31st, if not November 1st.
Yeah, but man, thank you, Tristen, for hanging out with us again. It's been so awesome.
Hey,
Good
man, thank you
time.
so much.
Looking forward to more story for Rad Wraith.
Thank you
wait.
so much. I really appreciate all the support. It's very kind of you.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to seeing your Rad Wraith tattoo.
I'm getting it. It's happening, and I'm gonna stay in touch because you're
Hey,
definitely.
man, send me that photo and I will put it up on the Instagram for the shop and for the Rad Wraith. Oh, you know what? Hell, if we do another issue after 4, I'll figure out a way to put it in the letters section or something.
Oh, dude, yeah.
That
Well,
would be
see,
awesome.
it has to.
So make sure it's
man.
good.
It has to
Yeah.
happen. It's been one
Get
of
a
my
good
favorite
artist.
titles. It was a title that really pulled me in when I first got back into comic books, and it's a
Thanks,
book
man.
that really means a lot to me. So I think it needs to be memorialized in a tattoo for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah, man. But I'll be in touch, and thank you so much. Thanks again for hanging out with us. Y'all be on the lookout
Appreciate it.
for Rad Wraith and a lot of really cool things to come from Tristen. And be sure to check out Marcus tomorrow. Let's see. We'll go with Biggie Shack to wrap it up as usual. But we'll see you guys Saturday. Hopefully, I'm doing the special Comic Book Addicts this Saturday, where I'll be talking to Jason Douglas. That's going to be at 4:30 p.m. Eastern time. So I hope to see you guys there, and I'll have Lady Fantastic with me on Monday. So we'll leave it with some Biggie Shack. See you guys. Yeah, see you guys next Monday.
I'd say that one is a banger, man. It's a real certified banger, dude.